The number one thing that I have done that is making me more successful is my mindset. Now, again, everybody's going to be like, oh yeah, like, mindset. It actually is. Like, if you think that you're the fucking man, then you will become the man. It's as simple as that. Like, if you think that you're successful or you're going to be successful, then you will probably become successful. It's as simple as that. A lot of people, like, literally have, including myself, they go through just stage of they do a bunch of work and then they're like, okay, that's enough for me. And then they just fuck off for 2 weeks. And then you come back, I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't know what to do. Oh, I'm so sad, blah, blah, blah. And they're like depressed and shit. And it actually just comes down to the fact that they think that they can't do it anymore. Like, there's plenty of times where I've just been like, you can literally see on my YouTube that there's periods of times where I've uploaded like a fuck ton. I don't know whether I've privated all the videos actually, to be fair, but I went through this massive stage of probably uploading about 4 to 5 months in a row, just constantly day after day. And then after the 5 months was over, I was kind of just like, do you know what, I'm getting nowhere and I feel sad as fuck. And then I look back at the views and I'm like, you're actually doing quite fucking well. I don't know what you're on about. But anyway, the mindset is the key. And I think that this mindset that I'm about to tell you is completely frowned upon on every level of the news, of every level of women that is telling you that, oh yeah, you shouldn't be this way. Your mate's telling you that you shouldn't be this way. Your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister, who the fuck. You should not be this way. And that is ego, right? I think that ego has got such a big frown upon now. But again, ego is probably one of the best fucking mindsets that you can have. And if you're like almost delusional enough to believe that you're going to make something happen, you're probably going to make it happen. Like, again, I go back into like the motocross kind of thing. There's this lad called Hayden Deegan. He's like 21 and he's egotistical as fuck, but I find it funny because he backs it up. Like, a lot of the time, he just backs up like the shit that he says, and it's really funny because everyone's like, "Oh yeah, no, he's not going to win this race," and then he goes and wins it, and then it's just like, it just makes sense. It's the same as like Conor McGregor. Why everyone loved Conor McGregor is because like he was just like, "Oh, knock you out in one round." Fucking hell, that was awful. Knock you out in one round, kind of gig, and then he goes and fucking knocks him out in one round, like Jose Aldo or whatever the fucking case is. Jose Aldo, whatever. It's just fucking mint, and because he almost believed it to the point where it's just like delusional, that's how he made it happen. And I'm not saying that like you just need to believe it and it will happen. It's the fact that like he put in work before it and then trained every day. He ate perfectly, he slept perfectly. Like his whole routine was just completely perfect. And then it happened because he knows that he's put in the work and he's also delusional enough and egotistical enough to be like, fuck it, I'm going to win. And it's such a nice mindset to have. And I'm not saying that you should hurt people with it, but I'm just saying once you believe the things that you can do and then you start to like prove yourself that you're believing, prove to yourself that the belief is actually working, then that's when things get super, super important and super, super just kind of like, yeah, this shit's fucking mint. And again, it's probably the happiest place I've ever been. And I know that a lot of people are going to be like, oh yeah, but that was egotistical as fuck. I was saying every day that I'm a fucking stud. Like, and then I noticed more women looking at me and was like, oh yeah, fucking, they are like genuinely attracted to me. And it's as simple as that. And I started like speaking to more women and I started like just interacting with more women, walking around with a lot more confidence because I realized that that was the case, that I'm actually pretty fucking mint. I'm not saying I'm the most attractive person in the world, but I can fucking pull women is all I'm saying. But anyway, it's just how it is. And it's also just how life is, because again, if you like start to fully realize that, oh shit, I am this person, and you start to back it up also, for example, if you're like training and shit like that, then, and you're not drinking, you're not like fucking smoking, whatever, these things become true. And it is as simply as that. Like, there was a Toji clip, or Togi, whatever the case is, and he was speaking to this absolute wet wipe. I don't know. He's good with money, apparently. I don't know. I'm not saying I don't actually know him. That was harsh of me to call him a wet wipe, because I don't actually fucking know him. But he was pretty much just like, oh yeah, no, you can't go to the moon and shit like that. And then Tigger was like, I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can genuinely do whatever the fuck. Like, I can go to the moon if I really want to. I can train and all this shit. And it's actually just really, really interesting. I absolutely love the mindset of that. And again, if you back it up, then I truly believe that, like, it's fine to be egotistical. A lot of the people nowadays just do not believe that ego is like a very nice thing. And I think that if you can back it up, then why the fuck can't you say it? All these little like blue pill bitches are just kind of like, oh yeah, but it's actually just not that nice to be egotistical. The reason why the UFC is as big as it is because fucking Conor McGregor was egotistical as fuck, and he was just building the sport up. And it's the same with motocross now. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, no, Hayden Deacon's like egotistical as fuck, I don't like him. But it is growing the sport, and it's as simple as that. It's growing his kind of like personal brand also, as whereas just like, okay, I'm egotistical as fuck, I can back it up majority of the time, and you just literally you get away with it. Like, if you have half a brain to believe that yes, he's cocky as fuck, but he backs it up, what bad can you say about that? Like, if he backs it up and like says something, and then he backs it up, he says something again that's like completely out of the water, and it's completely like almost just like that's rude as fuck, and then he backs it up. Do you know what I mean? You can't say anything bad against that, because it's just like, oh, he's speaking the truth. So I want you also to just make yourself like it's genuinely just the easiest thing to believe that you are the person that you say that you are. But what happens is that a lot of people do not back it up with like their training, or back it up with the amount of videos that they make, or back it up with anything. They don't back it up with anything, and they just expect it to happen. So like people with like the law of attraction or things like that, they just don't back it up. Do you know what I mean? They just kind of expect it to happen. They like start writing down in their journal like, oh, one day I'm going to be a famous YouTuber, one day I'm going to be a famous UFC fighter, one day I'm going to be a famous Formula One driver. But they don't do anything to kind of do it. Do you know what I mean? They don't do anything to kind of back it up and to show the universe or God that you are that kind of person. And again, I'm guilty of it myself. There's some times where I just go into a little bit of a phase of just fucking hell, I don't really fancy doing this. Oh my god, I'm like such a pussy, I'm such a wet wipe. But if you can get through that kind of thing, which I truly believe that doing the work will just automatically make you do that anyway, then it's just an almost easy to kind of feel like that. You feel like, oh, do you know what? No, I am the fucking person who I say I am, and I do the things that I say I am. And also, the momentum is just getting you somewhere further anyway, because you're learning from the things that you are saying. So this is why like doing YouTube or like TikTok is actually like helping me, is because I'm saying the things and I'm doing it anyway. Like whether I feel good or bad, whatever the fucking case is, I don't really care. Just me saying it out loud is like, oh fuck, actually, I am working really hard at the moment. I made like 10 videos in 2 days. Don't get me wrong, it's not like the most important, like the most that anyone has ever done, but it's also just very completely out of the blue of what I've done before. Do you know what I mean? So, again, just believe who the fuck you are and back it up. And it's as simple as that, because you will have this sort of confidence around you, and you will have this kind of just brain to believe whatever the fuck that your brain says. Like, you'll just start to be like, oh, do you know what? Yeah, no, I am a fucking unit. I am this kind of person, and I am kind of just fuck it, do what I want, say what I want, be who I want, and that's just it. Like, it really is. And you'll grow with it as well. Like, I don't think being like extremely egotistical to some random cunt like on the streets, just like, it's just a bit weird. But like, it's obviously use it in like context. Don't be an absolute arrogant cunt and just like out of nowhere, like this girl comes up to you and you're just like, yeah, I'll just fucking beat your boyfriend up anyway. And she's like said, oh hi, you okay? And then you just turn around to her and just say, oh yeah, just beat your fucking boyfriend up anyway. Obviously, that's like completely out of context. That is stupid ego. It's as simple as that. Like, use your fucking brain. I can't believe that I have to say this because a lot of people are just fucking retarded and will be like, oh yeah, but Toby says ego's okay. Ego is okay if you're not just fucking stupid. It's as simple as that. Don't hurt anyone from doing it. Just make sure that you're just not a fucking retard and just be like, okay, I'm good looking, but I'm not going to say anything. And even if you go to a girl and then you just go up to her and just fucking look at dead her out, I'm well good looking, and I. Shut the fuck up. That's not what you need to do. So don't let it like overtake you in that sort of way, but just learn how to use it because your brain is like kind of just, it's such a, like whatever you perceive in your brain of yourself is just expanded out like it literally is. And I know that people are going to be like, oh yeah, just stop being so fucking spiritual, but it's true. It's as simple as that. If you've got a big fucking ego and you think that you're like good looking, the majority of the time you're going to look better looking because you're like standing up straight, you're mewing or whatever the fucking case is. You've got a sick jawline, you've got an absolutely sick body. You'll look better, and it's just how it is. So yeah, I love you all, and I'll see you later. Ta-ra.